Climate change may aggravate erosion, decline in organic matter, soil biodiversity loss, landslides, desertification, and flooding. The effect of climate change on soil carbon storage can be related to changing atmospheric carbon dioxide concentrations, increased temperatures, and changing precipitation patterns. Climate change is our planet's greatest existential threat. If we don't limit greenhouse gas emission from the burning of fossil fuels, the consequences of rising global temperatures include massive crop and fishery collapse, the disappearance of hundreds of thousands of species, and entire communities becoming uninhabitable. While these outcomes may still be avoidable, climate change is already causing suffering and death. Climate change may cause severe drought in one region, higher average temperatures, more intense wildfires. Stronger storms are some of the impacts of climate change. Hotter temperatures increase the rate at which water evaporates from the air, leading to more severe and pervasive droughts. Hotter climate also creates conditions that fuel more vicious wildfire seasons, with fires that spread faster and burn longer, putting millions of additional lives and homes at risk. From the poles to the tropics, climate change is disrupting ecosystems. Even a seemingly slight shift in temperature can cause dramatic changes that ripple through food webs and the environment. The effects of climate change are most apparent in the world's coldest regions, the poles. The Arctic is heating up twice as fast as anywhere else on Earth, leading to the rapid melting of glaciers and polar ice sheets, where a massive amount of water is stored. As sea ice melts, darker ocean waters that absorb more sunlight become exposed, creating a positive feedback loop that speeds up the melting process. In just 15 years, the Arctic could be entirely ice-free in the summer. Scientists predict that melting sea ice and glaciers, as well as the fact that warmer water expands in volume, could cause sea levels to rise as much as 6.6 feet by the end of the century. In addition to coastal flooding caused by sea level rise, climate change influences the factors that result in inland and urban flooding, snow melt, and heavy rain. In a warming world, farming crops is more unpredictable, and livestock, which are sensitive to extreme weather, become harder to raise. Climate change shifts precipitation patterns, causing unpredictable floods and longer-lasting droughts. More frequent and severe hurricanes can devastate an entire season's worth of crops. The climate crisis poses a significant threat to agriculture as changes in temperature and precipitation affect crop yield and shift agricultural zones. Globally, we deforest around 10 million hectares of forest every year. That is an area the size of Portugal every year. Around half of this deforestation is offset by regrowing forests, so overall, we lose around 5 million hectares each year. Nearly all 95% of this deforestation occurs in the tropics. Global deforestation rates are still very high. Most of it occurs in the tropics, where primary forests are rich in biodiversity. But rates have also passed their peak. Deforestation has reversed in many countries across temperature regions, and rates have slowed in many countries across the tropics. Finally, bringing deforestation to an end is essential to protect the world's biodiversity and to tackle climate change. According to these results, the tropical forest area in Africa will be reduced by 1/3 to 1/2 until 2025, which would mean an annual average decrease of 4.9 to 8.1 million hectares. This would mean faster deforestation from the present level and also in comparison with our trend scenarios. Tree planting is one of the simplest and most effective ways of tackling climate change caused by greenhouse gas. As trees grow, they absorb carbon dioxide, a major greenhouse gas in the atmosphere. As trees grow, they help stop climate change by removing carbon dioxide from the air, storing carbon in the trees and soil, and releasing oxygen into the atmosphere. Trees provide many benefits every day. They offer cooling shade, blow cold winter winds, attract birds and wildlife, purify our air, prevent soil erosion, clean our water, and add grace and beauty to our homes and communities. Tree planting is considered one of the most effective tools for combating climate change and restoring biodiversity. When it comes to deforestation, human society is in clear need of root and branch reform. Around 1 million hectares of forest are lost worldwide each year, destruction of tropical rainforests. Meanwhile, at the current rate, up to 28,000 species will go extinct in the next 25 years thanks to deforestation. But developing countries from Ethiopia to Senegal to Pakistan are busy demonstrating how humanity can turn over a new leaf. Ethiopia, which has lost 98% of its forested areas in the last 50 years, smashed records in July 2019 when it planted an estimated 350 million trees in a single day. The initiative is also expected to bolster Ethiopia's international standing as a leader in climate change mitigation. Ethiopia's Green Legacy initiative helped to plant over 7 billion trees last year.
Zendro Green Legacy Marikal.
This year's Green Legacy motto is Let's plant the future today. Not only planting, but we should also be certain that what we plant is able to last long. The other focus of this second phase is quality. Focusing on indigenous trees, it has been done great.
The Ethiopian Green Legacy program had mapped 500,000 hectares of land out of the 1.8 million hectares where soil and water conservation efforts had been undertaken to prepare the sites for planting. This massive reforestation effort is part of Ethiopia's broader strategy to address deforestation and ensure food security.
For instance, if we can plant apple in the highland areas, the outcome will be positive. Apple, as everybody knows, is wanted everywhere. We have to participate well before. Now, let's work on this initiative with a knowledge-based way. We need to make sure what we plant will revive. We need to know what we plant will not damage the environment. We need to make sure what we plant will contribute to our efforts that is being food self-sufficient nation.
እኔ እንዳጋጣሚ ችግኝ ተክለሽ ለምርት ለማድረስ ረጅም ጊዜ የሚወስድባቸውን አገሮች
In the countries where I went to school, it took an incredibly long time to grow seedlings. In Sweden, for example, it requires at least 60 years to grow a seedling. In other parts of the world, it can take up to 80 years for a seedling to mature at the fastest. However, this is not the case in our country. Here in Ethiopia, things are different. Take avocado seedlings, for instance, which yield fruit in just 3 years. Our tropical climate, characterized by heat and moisture, facilitates rapid tree growth. Trees in Ethiopia thrive throughout all 13 months of the year. When we say tomorrow, we're not referring to a timeline of 60 years. Within 3 years, you can harvest vegetables. Most agroforestry trees can be used for timber within 3 to 4 years. And they can also be utilized for animal feed in a short span of time. When our farmers and pastoralists plant trees, they don't necessarily do so solely for the next generation. They can witness the results in their own lifetime. In this regard, we've even started exporting avocado, which we planted just 3 years ago.
ከዛ በመነሳት ለምሳሌ በፍራፍሬው ላይ የተከልናቸው አቮካዶዎች በ3 አመት ኤክስፖርት ማድረግ ጀምረናል።
የችግኝ ተከላውን ስራ
It is worth noting that we've not merged the plantation work with any physical labor, as doing so would be counterproductive. We have, however, been able to reclaim and revitalize common lands. The results are apparent, even here at our current location, where formerly desolate lands have been successfully restored thanks to the implementation of the Green Legacy Initiative.
In regards to the areas affected by floods in Lee Sanacina Waterda, we observed that the soil had been washed away and the land was left barren and damaged. In response, we implemented several protective strategies to shield the area from further human and livestock interference. Trenches, micro basins, and eyebrow basins were carefully constructed to prevent water damage, and deep trenches were dug to contain excess water. This approach has proven effective in maintaining soil moisture, allowing saplings to be planted and thrive successfully. The hard work has paid off, which is evident by the burgeoning growth of Garavelia, Dickerens, Selgina, and other plant species that have been carefully cultivated in the area. We will continue to nurture these vital resources as we are committed to sustaining the rejuvenation of this region.
Our efforts have not only resulted in significant environmental benefits, but have also created ample job opportunities for over 11,000 individuals. These roles primarily involve growing and selling seedlings, and we anticipate that many more locals will benefit as the fruit trees we have planted begin to mature and produce bountiful crops. The advantages of afforestation initiatives are multifarious and highly impactful. For instance, they help reduce the potential risk of flooding, mitigate climate change effects, and can provide additional source of food and feed for domestic animals, among several other benefits. We are thrilled to see the immeasurable positive impact of our project on the environment and the local economy.
In the past, our approach to plantation was rather indiscriminate, and a wide range of saplings were planted without regard for their potential use or yield. However, in recent years, there has been a significant shift towards planting edible saplings such as avocados, mangoes, and olives. This is in line with the vision of our Honorable Prime Minister, who emphasizes the importance of sustainable agriculture and food production. As a result of this focused approach, we have seen an abundance of edible saplings in our forests and plantations.
For example, when evaluating the rate of seedling regrowth in 2014 Ethiopian calendar, it exceeded 88%. Over the past 4 years, our goal was to plant 20 billion seedlings, but we successfully planted 25 billion. This indicates that, on average, 80% of the seedlings have now grown into mature trees. This accomplished
substantial improvement over time. This is a notable achievement that has contributed to our success. Previously, our indigenous species were in high demand, but foreign species had the potential to harm the area as they were not compatible with the local ecosystem. Fortunately, in recent years, Ethiopia's native species have become increasingly popular and garnered greater attention in the nursery. Moreover, the quality of seedlings has reached unprecedented heights in the 3 years, exhibiting a level of sophistication previously unseen in Ethiopian nurseries. In time past, immature seedlings of diminutive size were utilized, which resulted in low survival rates and sparse forestation on the ground. However, this situation has improved substantially, and clusters of thriving forests are visibly manifest across various lands. As evidenced by these developments in the field, the quality of seedlings has improved measurably.
ክላስተር ላይ ማየት የምንችልበት እድል አለ። እናንተ መስክ ላይ ሄዳችሁ እንደዚህ አይነት ነገሮች አይታችሁ ነው የመጣችሁት። ሶ የችግኝ ጥራት እንዲጨምር ተደርጓል።
እዚህ ውስጥ አሁን የተከልናቸው የከብት መኖ አለ።
Three types of plants have been cultivated on this site, including acacia and acacia saligna. These plants serve multiple functions, such as protecting and stabilizing the soil, preventing air pollution, and providing a source of fodder.
ከዛም አልፎ ከጊዜ በኋላ ይሄን የኦክሲጂን ሽያጭ ከዚህ እንደ ዞን
Carbon credits from this location are expected to generate income for the community. As such, the area size was assessed with consideration for environmental protection regulations, and the corresponding map was approved.
ለህብረተሰቡ ከዚህ ላይ የሚገኘው ካርቦን ሽያጩ ለህብረተሰቡ ብር እንደሚያገኙ አካባቢ ጥበቃ አጽድቆልናል።
እንግዲህ በወረዳችን በሁሉም ቀበሌዎች በሚባል ደረጃ ይሄ ፕሮግራም ላለፉት 4 ዓመታት ተግባራዊ ሲሆን ቆይቷል። በዚህ ደረጃ
This program has been implemented for the past 4 years in nearly all the kebeles within our district, resulting in the coverage of over 1,500 hectares of land with thriving plantations. The planting site where we currently stand exemplifies this success, with over 31 hectares of land devoted to growing crops. The local community's commitment to preserving the lake and its surrounding environment has also been reflected in their decision to relinquish their farmlands bordering the lake, choosing to cultivate elsewhere, motivated by their desire to ensure that the lake remains pristine and continues to provide a sustainable source of economic benefit for the area's population.
ከዚህ ቦታ ተነስተው ሌላ ቦታ ላይ ነው በእርሻ ስራ እንዲጠቀሙ የተደረገው።
ትልቁ ስኬት ምንድነው? የተጎዱ መሬቶች
This project has turned damaged land into green spaces. We are happy to see barren land now covered in lush plants. This is thanks to our team's hard work and the cooperation of local farmers and community members. We are excited to announce that this project is expanding to all 33 qabelis in the district. We want to protect our natural resources and beautify our landscape by planting trees along farmers' fields and roadside areas.
ጥሩ ሁኔታ ነው ያለው።
ኢትዮጵያ ውስጥ ያለው ማህበረሰብ በብዛት ገጠር ነው የሚኖረው።
A significant percentage of the Ethiopian population resides in rural regions where the predominant source of fuel is firewood. This entails a colossal responsibility for those engaged in the energy sector. As such, our work also mirrors this crucial undertaking.
ትልቁ ስራ በእኛ ሚኒስትሪ ላይም ሪፍሌክት ይደረጋል ማለት እንችላለን።
The Green Legacy Initiative is a long-term project that will benefit everyone in Ethiopia. By protecting the land and preventing soil erosion, it will help to create a more sustainable future for the country. It will also create jobs and opportunities for people, helping them to earn a living and build a better future for themselves and their families.
As part of this scheme, we are planning to plant 4 billion seedlings. Today, we are commencing the program by planting 5,000 trees.
The initiative is also expected to bolster Ethiopia's international standing as a leader in climate change mitigation. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed's administration is spreading the Green Legacy Initiative, building on the lessons learned from previous years. He noted that the program has inspired neighboring countries where millions of Ethiopians are participated.
The Green Legacy in Ethiopia is now being adopted in our neighboring countries. I am hearing countries such as Sudan, Djibouti, Kenya, and also the Saudi Arabia and countries like that. They are adopting the Green Legacy initiative. So in terms of its impact, it's only 5 years. In 5 years, when you plant trees, the amount of carbon sequestration you could get from that, the amount of ecosystem services you could account from that. The amount of benefits you could derive from that is limited, but over time, the benefits that we will derive will increase.
የአየር ንብረት ለውጥ አንዱ ለምግብ ስርዓት ለምግብ ዋስትና ትልቅ
Climate change is one of the biggest challenges in the world in ensuring food system and food security. Beyond participating in these types of conferences, the bold efforts taken by Ethiopia in this regard are exemplary. The works done under the Green Legacy Initiative over the past 4 years are immense. The initiative has a great contribution in creating favorable environment for agriculture by protecting soil and water. In addition to planting trees, Ethiopia's efforts to ensure food security by planting fruit seedlings like avocado and mango on a large scale are exemplary for others. To this end, Ethiopia has become the leading avocado producer in Africa.
In the last 4 years, Ethiopia has been planting seedlings to reach 50 billion. In the coming 2 months, it is planned to plant 7.5 billion seedlings.
Climate change እጃቸውን ጠቅልለው በሚተክሉ ጀግኖች ብቻ ነው የሚቀየረው።
Climate change can only be changed by those who work masking their hands. By doing this, teaching the world is expected from us. Much money is wasted on conferences, but when it comes to planting seedling and changing the atmosphere, no match. If Africa doesn't strongly continue planting, it will be symbolized by begging as usual. Therefore, we Ethiopians should work hard to do so. To do so that this doesn't happen.
ሸክም ሆና ትቀጥላለች። ያ እንዳይሆን ኢትዮጵያውያን የአርአያነት ሚናችንን መወጣት ይኖርብናል።
The Green Legacy Initiative is poised to deliver multifaceted benefits to Ethiopia's economy, society, diplomacy, and overall efforts to combat the impacts of climate change.